The 17th Amendment. The Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, elected by the people thereof, for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. The electors in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislatures. When vacancies happen in the representation of any state in the Senate, the executive authority of such state shall issue writs of election to fill such vacancies, provided that the legislature of any state may empower the executive thereof to make temporary appointments until the people fill the vacancies by election, as the legislature may direct. This amendment shall not be so construed as to affect the election or term of any senator chosen before it becomes valid as part of the Constitution. Picture this: you're an American citizen in the late 19th century. The United States is a bustling, growing nation, but its political landscape is far from perfect. Senators, the individuals who should be representing your interests on a national scale, are instead elected by state legislatures. This system, while seemingly efficient, is riddled with corruption and often results in political gridlock. The will of the people? It barely makes a dent in these political proceedings. This is a time when political power is concentrated in the hands of a select few, wealthy elites and influential interest groups. They hold the reins, steering the course of the nation, while the voice of the ordinary citizen is drowned out in the cacophony of political maneuvering. This was the era before the 17th Amendment. This was a time when the voice of the ordinary citizen was scarcely heard in the halls of the Senate. Change is often slow, but the wheels were set in motion. As the 19th century drew to a close, a wind of change began to blow across the United States. The Senate, once seen as an august chamber of deliberation, was increasingly viewed as a den of corruption and cronyism. Senators were not elected by the people but appointed by state legislatures, and accusations of bribery and corruption were rife. One noteworthy event that triggered public outrage was the controversial Senate appointment of William Clark in 1899. Clark, a wealthy industrialist from Montana, was accused of bribing state legislators to secure his Senate seat. This scandal, known as the Clark Affair, was a turning point that intensified public demand for Senate reform. The first 2 decades of the 20th century were marked by growing public discontent with the Senate. The call for change became louder and louder. Reformers argued that the Senate, as a key institution of the Republic, should be more democratic, more representative of the people it was meant to serve. In the year 1912, amidst this climate of reform, Senator Joseph L. Bristow of Kansas proposed a constitutional amendment that would change the way senators were elected. This proposal, which would become the 17th Amendment, stipulated that senators would be elected by the people, not appointed by state legislatures. The proposal was met with fierce opposition from those who feared that it would upset the balance of power. But the winds of change could not be stopped. Over the course of the following year, the proposed amendment was debated, scrutinized, and finally approved by both houses of Congress. On April 8, 1913, the amendment was ratified, marking a significant shift towards a more democratic Senate. And so, the 17th Amendment was born. The road to change was long and arduous, but the wheels of reform had finally been set in motion, forever altering the course of American political history. The 17th Amendment, a simple change, yet it sent ripples through the American political system. This amendment, ratified in 1913, transformed the American political landscape by shifting the power to elect senators from state legislatures to the people. This was a monumental stride towards a more democratic system, a system where every voice counts. Before the 17th Amendment, senators were chosen by state legislatures. This method, however, was not without its flaws. It was marred by political gridlock and, at times, corruption. The amendment addressed these issues head-on, making the Senate a more democratic institution and reducing the instances of corruption and political gridlock. The impact of the 17th Amendment has been far-reaching. It has made the Senate more accountable to the people, fostering a stronger connection between senators and their constituents. Senators now have to address the concerns of the people directly, as they are the ones who hold the power to elect or re-elect them. This amendment has essentially made the Senate a more representative body, mirroring the ideals of a true democracy. The 17th Amendment has also been invoked in legal cases to uphold the people's right to elect their senators. One notable instance is the case of U.S. Term Limits Inc. v. Thornton in 1995. In this case, the Supreme Court ruled that states cannot impose term limits on their federal representatives in the Senate, reinforcing the power of the 17th Amendment. The court upheld the idea that the right to choose senators rests solely with the people, not with the state legislatures. This case further underscored the importance of the 17th Amendment in safeguarding the democratic process. The 17th Amendment, a testament to the power of the people, forever changed the course of American democracy. It was a change that embodied the spirit of democracy, a change that put the power in the hands of the people. And it is this power, the power of the people, that continues to shape the American political system. If you liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe and share so I can continue to grow a community of people that value and love American history. Until next time, I'm Clump of Cells. Stay informed and know your rights.